Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker Radio Public, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 13 coming soon. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram, or YouTube itself. What up, world? So I just watched the Lego Movie 2, the second part. Of course, it is the sequel to 2014's The Lego Movie, the greatest product placement cinematic adventure of all time, the fourth movie in the Lego movie franchise universe. I don't know if it even has an official name. It stars the voices of Chris Pratt, Elizabeth Banks, Will Arnett, Nick Offerman, Alison Brie, Charlie Day, Tiffany Haddish, Stephanie Beatrice, and it has tons of cameos and dope appearances. It is directed by Mike Mitchell, who steps in for Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. But dig this. Mike Mitchell has directed Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo, Surviving Christmas, Shrek Forever After, Trolls, one of the Alvin and the Chipmunks sequels, and I believe that's it. I might be, and Sky High with Kurt Russell, the little dope superhero Disney live action superhero movie. If you want to get a shout out in my review of either Alita, Battle Angel, Isn't It Romantic, or Happy Death Day to You, stay tuned to the end of the video to figure out how you can do that. The special, Emmett, has saved Bricksburg, and it is sometime later because an event occurred after the original movie, like at the very end. At the very end of the Lego Movie, something happened. That carries on to the Lego Movie 2. And his friends, Lucy, Batman, does Nick Offerman have a name? I feel like he does, and I can't think of it. 1980-something space guy, Unikitty, they all get abducted. It's up to Emmett to save his friends. In my opinion, man, the Lego Movie, the Lego Batman movie are just strokes of genius. The writing, the dialogue, the animation, it's just all just so mesmerizing, and they're great. I love them. They're two of my favorite animated movies over the past 5 years, and I think the Lego Ninjago movie is more enjoyable than it gets credit for. So I was insanely hype to see the Lego Movie 2. I think the subtitle, the second part, is genius in itself. If my regulars know that this is, well, if you're watching this video, of course you know that this made my most anticipated movies of the year list. Recording before editing, of course, I think it was number 8. But you know, as I can't remember off the top of my head, but of course I'm editing in that it was number 8 or whatever. But you know, the main cast comes back, and it's enjoyable. It doesn't reach the genius levels that the first movie did, and I attribute that to Phil Lord and Chris Miller not directing. I think the director switch. Obviously, Lord and Miller were too busy, probably with Solo or whatever they have coming up. I know they're working on something else, and they just couldn't direct this one. And I mean, I think it shows in the direction, in the writing, like the type of humor is practically the same. It's not as sharp, and it's just not as witty as the first movie or even the Lego Batman movie. There are references, there are more cameos, and like it's funny. It's still funny, super funny. There's multiple songs and they all hit, but none of them are as good as Everything Is Awesome. But there are some good songs in the movie. Emmett is expected to change, I guess, and he meets Rex Dangervest, and he's another hysterical character. Um, like Batman still kills it. They make Justice League references. Batman makes a reference about his own like cinematic history, and that's great. I'm not gonna spoil the song, man. Tiffany Haddish plays Queen whatever I wanna be. She's great. Like Tiffany Haddish is probably like one of the funniest actresses working today, and she kills it. Stephanie Beatrice from Brooklyn Nine-Nine is great as like I guess the right hand person. Um, the same way like the genesis of the adventure in the original movie this movie has a similar origin as far as like there's just Emmett's friends getting abducted and him having to save them goes deeper than just that adventure. You feel what I'm saying? Um, I don't know if there's really set up for a third movie, but I would love a third movie as long as it doesn't come out in 2024. I think going in, I wanted a Lego Ninjago reference since that seems to be like the redheaded bastard stepchild of this franchise. I wanted acknowledgement of that movie, and I don't think they did, or maybe I just didn't catch it. There are other. I think this one. Gets a little sloppy as far as the real world Lego world. As far as like the connection, like there was that time like Emmett fell out of Bricksburg in the first movie, and then the real world was the scenery, the location or whatever. There's more of that, but I don't know. I think it wasn't handled as smoothly as the first movie. It's a worthy sequel by default. It's my third favorite out of 4 in this universe, but it's a worthy sequel. I enjoyed it. I laughed a lot, but just its shortcomings. Like it's like any other sequel. Like I was blown away by a sequel. Like I was blown away by a movie, and its sequel just isn't quite as good. I feel like John Wick comes to mind. I think Chapter 2 is percentage points lower than the first movie, and there's another one that's just not coming to mind right now. I don't know, man. Like, I can't think of it. I can't wait to watch this movie again. I'll probably watch it again when it comes out on Blu-ray. With all that being said, man, in my opinion, I will say that the Lego Movie 2, the second part, is dope. The Lego Movie 3 has to be titled the third part, unless it's a Jump Street situation where they just leave us wanting a third movie that never comes out. Have you seen the Lego Movie 2, man? What did you think, man? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. And what's your favorite Lego Movie universe release? Just of the 4 cinematic theatrical movies, man. I think I go Lego Batman, Lego Movie 2, Ninjago. I don't dislike Ninjago though. I think it was way better than people give it credit for. If you want that shout out in my first review next weekend, I don't remember if I put this in my What Men Want review. What will the top 5 movies be at the box office? Be correct and be first, and you will get shouted next weekend. Get your guesses in by noon Central Time Sunday. I've recently posted reviews for Cold Pursuit for What Men Want, and next weekend, like I said, Alita, Happy Death Day to You, Isn't It Romantic? The weekend after that, How to Train Your Dragon 3, The Hidden World, or How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. Then we're in March, and I hope you guys are checking out the Rec League podcast, man. We talk movies, we talk hip-hop, we talk sports. Man, I try to get at least one guest to pop in every episode. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, man. It just depends on availability. So like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me? Watch these credits. Peace.